Right now in your backyard, there are plants you have spent years trying to kill. Those plants are worth more than your supplement cabinet. You almost certainly have all six. The people who know about this have not been buying seeds or supplements. By the end of this video, you will never see your lawn the same way again. Let us start with the one that is probably growing closest to you right now. Number 6. Dandelion. The plant you have been poisoning that is more nutritious than kale. Before the herbicide industry convinced an entire generation that a perfect lawn was the goal, dandelion was considered a valuable crop. European settlers brought it to North America deliberately. They packed the seeds on ships and planted them on purpose. Let that sit for a second. A plant that now gets Roundup sprayed on it every spring was once carefully transported across an ocean as a food source and a medicine chest. Here is why. Joe Robinson, the research journalist and author of Eating on the Wild Side, spent years comparing wild and cultivated plants against their modern commercial equivalents. Her findings on dandelion are striking. Compared to spinach, the green that doctors and nutritionists celebrate, dandelion leaves contain 8 times more antioxidants, 2 times more calcium, 3 times more vitamin A, and 5 times more vitamin K and vitamin E. 8 times more antioxidants than spinach. Growing in your driveway cracks right now. For free. But the nutrition is only half the story. Every single part of the dandelion is edible. The young leaves in early spring before they develop full bitterness. The flowers raw, battered and fried, or steeped into tea. The root roasted and ground as a liver-supporting coffee substitute that sells for $12 a bag at health food stores. Your yard is producing that for free every single year. Here is the comparison that should permanently change how you think about your lawn. Spinach requires prepared soil, regular watering, protection from bolting and heat, and replanting every single season. Dandelion requires nothing. It breaks through compacted soil. It survives frost. It produces from early spring through late autumn, and it comes back every single year from a taproot that goes 18 inches deep. You cannot kill it without chemicals, which is exactly the point. Seed saving does not even apply here. Dandelion saves itself. Every white clock you blew on as a child is a seed dispersal mechanism that has been ensuring this plant returns to your yard indefinitely. The herbicide industry did not suppress dandelion through conspiracy. They simply needed a market for their products after World War II, when chemical manufacturing capacity needed peacetime applications. A perfect lawn became the standard. A standard that required purchasing chemicals to maintain. The dandelion became the enemy the moment it became unprofitable to allow it. But dandelion, as impressive as it is mostly vitamins and antioxidants. What comes next is the weed that solves the one nutritional gap most gardens can never fill. Number 5. Purslane, the only land plant on Earth that gives you omega-3 fatty acids like fish. Most people who see purslane in their garden bed think it is some kind of succulent that snuck in uninvited. They pull it out and throw it on the compost heap. What they just threw away is one of the most nutritionally complete edible plants on the planet. Research published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition confirmed that 100 grams of purslane, a single serving, contains 300 to 400 milligrams of alpha-linolenic acid. No other leafy green vegetable comes close to that number. Most people spend $20 to $30 per month on fish oil supplements trying to hit that same omega-3 target. Purslane delivers it for free from your garden bed and grows back next week without you lifting a finger. And here is what makes purslane genuinely remarkable beyond the omega-3 content. It is one of the only land plants that contains small amounts of EPA, the long-chain omega-3 that your body normally can only get from marine sources. Research published in the Scientific World Journal confirmed this. Purslane is the only widely available land plant that provides preformed EPA. There is also a financial story here that the supplement industry needs you never to connect. Fish oil supplement sales in the United States exceed $1 billion annually. The active compound most people are buying that product for, omega-3 alpha-linolenic acid, is present in higher concentrations in purslane than in any other vegetable on Earth. Purslane grows as a weed in every garden in every warm climate in the country. It self-seeds aggressively. It thrives in exactly the conditions that kill conventional vegetables: drought, heat, poor soil, full neglect. While your tomatoes are wilting in August and your lettuce has bolted into bitterness, purslane is at peak growth. It wants the conditions that stress every other plant you are growing. Eat it raw in salads. It has a mild, slightly lemony flavor. Sauté it in olive oil. Add it to soups. Pickle it. In Turkey and Greece, it has been a cultivated crop for centuries. In the Middle East, it is called bakla and treated as a delicacy. In your garden, it is currently getting pulled up and thrown in the trash. Number 4. Lamb's quarters. The forgotten grain crop that outperforms both spinach and quinoa. You have seen it. Pale green leaves, powdery white coating on the new growth, growing to waist height in any disturbed soil. It looks like it should not be edible. It looks like a weed in the most boring sense of the word. It is one of the most important food plants in pre-agricultural North America. The same plant consumed by over 300 million people in South Asia every single week. Native American civilizations at the Riverton site in Illinois had domesticated this plant by 1,800 BC. Archaeologists found seeds with husks only a third as thick as wild seeds, evidence of generations of selective breeding. This was not casual foraging. It was sophisticated agriculture that predated corn by nearly 2,000 years. Here is the comparison that should stop you. Quinoa, the ancient Andean superfood that now costs $8 per pound at health food stores, is Chenopodium quinoa. Lamb's quarters is Chenopodium album. Same genus. Close relatives. Research published in the Journal of Food Composition and Analysis compared them directly. Lamb's quarters demonstrated superior amino acid profiles compared to quinoa. The free weed in your garden outperforms the $8 superfood. The leaves contain more vitamin C than kale, more calcium than spinach, 5 times more magnesium than commercial leafy greens. And the bioavailability research confirms that Lamb's quarters has lower oxalate interference ratios than spinach, meaning more of what you eat actually reaches your cells. The seeds are tiny and black, similar to quinoa. Dry them, grind them into flour, or cook them whole like a grain. One mature plant produces an average of 72,000 seeds in a single season. And those seeds stay alive in the soil for up to 40 years. Your great-grandmother could have planted lamb's quarters once, done nothing else, and you could harvest from her original planting today. Number 3, stinging nettle. The natural antihistamine worth $30 a month in your supplement aisle. Most people who encounter stinging nettle back away from it. The sting is real. The reason to learn this plant is more important than the reason to avoid it. Walk into any health food store in America right now. In the supplement aisle, you will find freeze-dried stinging nettle capsules, nettle tea, nettle tincture, and nettle quercetin combination allergy formulas. Individual bottles run from $15 to $30 per month. The global market for nettle supplements is growing because the research on its antihistamine properties is documented and consistent. The mechanism is specific. Nettle leaf contains quercetin and other flavonoids that stabilize mast cells, the immune cells responsible for releasing histamine during an allergic reaction. Research published in PMC confirmed that stinging nettle extracts inhibit inflammation that triggers seasonal allergies by blocking histamine receptors and stopping immune cells from releasing the chemicals that drive allergy symptoms. A double-blind randomized trial at the National College of Naturopathic Medicine found that nearly 60% of participants rated freeze-dried nettle leaf as effective in relieving allergy symptoms. A meaningful percentage rated it as more effective than their previous over-the-counter allergy medication. The nutrition profile is equally remarkable. Stinging nettle contains approximately 30% protein by dry weight. Iron, calcium, magnesium, potassium, vitamins A, C, K, and the full B complex. Research from Sacred Plant Company confirmed that nettle calcium may be better absorbed than dairy calcium for some individuals. The plant also ranks among the richest known plant sources of bioavailable silica, a mineral that strengthens connective tissue, supports bone matrix formation, and promotes skin elasticity. For the 55-plus audience, this matters directly. Seasonal allergies, joint inflammation, and bone health are three of the most common conditions driving supplement spending in that demographic. Stinging nettle addresses all three from one plant, growing wild, asking nothing, returning every year to eat it safely. Harvest young spring shoots with gloves. Blanch in boiling water for 2 minutes. The sting is completely neutralized by heat. What remains tastes like a rich, mineral-dense version of spinach. Add it to soups. Make tea. The dried leaf in a jar costs nothing once the plant is established in your garden. The reason it is not on your dinner plate is the same reason it was never promoted by your doctor. Nobody profits from directing you toward a plant that grows for free in disturbed soil across every temperate region on Earth. Number 2. Clover. The nitrogen factory you have been mowing into nothing. Red clover and white clover are nitrogen-fixing legumes. Their root systems host bacteria that pull nitrogen directly from the atmosphere and deposit it into the soil around your plants. This is the same biological process that makes beans valuable in crop rotation, except clover does it as a perennial across a much larger root area without you doing anything. A dense stand of clover in your lawn is actively improving the soil beneath every other plant on your property every single season, for free. Before synthetic fertilizers existed, farmers planted clover deliberately to restore depleted fields. It was a valuable crop. Then the post-war chemical industry built a market for synthetic nitrogen, and the same companies sold you herbicides to kill the clover they had removed from your seed mixes. The lawn perfection standard was not a cultural development. It was a marketing campaign. For the 55-plus audience, the health story is direct and specifically relevant. Red clover flowers contain isoflavones, compounds studied extensively for their effects on postmenopausal health. Research published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that red clover isoflavones lowered LDL cholesterol in postmenopausal women in a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial. Research published in Frontiers in Cardiovascular Medicine found that red clover extract reduced vascular inflammation in early postmenopausal women within 2 weeks of supplementation. Dried red clover flowers sell for $8 to $15 per ounce at herbal retailers. You can harvest them from your lawn for free all summer. Young clover leaves are edible raw. The flowers, both red and white, are edible raw or dried. The seeds can be sprouted indoors in winter for fresh greens when nothing else is growing outside. Clover sprouts are mild, nutritious, and ready in 4 days. The plant will keep spreading, keep fixing nitrogen, keep flowering, and keep providing medicine without any intervention from you. But everything on this list so far, as useful as it is, gets surpassed by what comes last. Because the final weed does something none of the others can. It produces food before anything else can. Before your seeds have germinated. Before your raised beds have thawed. It is the only plant on this list that functions as a full early spring food source when nothing else is available. Number 1. Chickweed. The spring superfood that arrives before your garden does. Chickweed, Stellaria media, is the small, sprawling plant with tiny white star-shaped flowers that appears in dense mats in late winter and very early spring. In most temperate climates, it starts growing in February or March, weeks before the last frost date. weeks before any cultivated vegetable can safely be started outside. That timing is the entire survival advantage. In any scenario where fresh food becomes scarce, whether that is a difficult winter, a supply chain disruption, or simply the gap between depleted cold storage and the first harvest, the most dangerous period is late winter into early spring. Chickweed fills that gap. It grows when nothing else will. It produces dense, edible material with zero inputs, and it tastes genuinely good. Mild, slightly grassy, with a texture similar to baby spinach. Nutritionally, it delivers vitamin C, calcium, magnesium, and iron. It has documented anti-inflammatory properties backed by research. It is one of the oldest documented edible and medicinal plants in European and American folk tradition. Here is what makes chickweed particularly valuable in the system we have been building in this video. It grows in the same spaces as everything else on this list: garden edges, lawn borders, disturbed soil. It does not compete with your summer crops because it is finished and dying back by the time those crops need the space. It occupies the calendar gap no cultivated plant can reach. One chickweed plant produces approximately 800 seeds. Those seeds remain viable in soil for up to 10 years. Once chickweed finds your garden, it is part of your garden permanently, providing fresh greens every late winter for as long as you grow food on that land. Now step back and look at what we actually have. 6 plants. Not one of them costs money. Not one requires seeds from a catalog, prepared soil, irrigation infrastructure, or any growing knowledge beyond being able to recognize them. Combined, they deliver omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin K, antihistamine compounds, nitrogen fertility, bone-building minerals, cardiovascular support, early spring greens, and summer abundance. The average American household spends over $500 per year on lawn care. A meaningful portion of that money goes toward killing exactly these plants. We are paying to destroy a free food and medicine system that has been trying to establish itself in our yards for decades. And here is the deeper truth. The food system we have been maintaining our lawns to protect, the grocery store supply chain, the seed catalogs, the supplement industry, is the fragile one. It is the one that fails during disruptions. The weeds are the resilient one. They have survived every ice age, every drought, every agricultural revolution. The question is not whether these plants can feed and support you. They already can. The question is whether you will stop killing them long enough to find out. If this was useful, hit subscribe. Every week on this channel, we cover the plants, the seed industry, the supplement industry, and the agrochemical industry spent decades trying to bury. The next one will surprise you more than this one did.